Can you believe it? After waiting over 3 years for a boy Victor to make it into Marvel Future Fight, not even 6 months after this guy gets added, he's already in line for a uniform. Can you believe it? If anybody had told me that within 6 months of Sabretooth being added to Marvel Future Fight, he would be in line for a uniform, I would have laughed in your faces. However, here we are, boys. We don't even have the other members of the Brotherhood of Mutants, but our boy Victor is already in line for a uniform. And as you guys know, man, I have a lot of love for Sabretooth, and he's an amazing character. So what we're going to be doing today is a little bit of pre-update gameplay in anticipation for his new uniform, because regardless of how good that thing is, I'm going to be picking it up, and it just comes down to how much it's improving the character that is going to ultimately determine how far I push it. It's going to get to heroic, but if it's doing exactly the right things that I think this guy needs to become an even better combat character, then it's definitely going to be getting to mythic. So with that being said, man, let's get right to it, boys. I've actually altered his build since the last time you seen him. When we had that Uru event going on, I actually took off some of the ooze that I had on him. I left the physical attack, but I took off the crit rate and crit damage, and it seems like it was a blessing in disguise, because now once he gets his uniform, I can get that thing up to heroic or mythic and then play around with the stats and then re-equip them with Uru. I'm telling you guys, it's a blessing in disguise. And yeah, all I really want from this uniform for Victor is not much, to be honest, because overall, his kit is amazing. He has an amazing tier 2 passive. He has a great 4-star passive. Overall, his entire kit from top to bottom is truly spectacular. A massive attack buff right here on his 3rd skill. He has iframes, damage immunity, and just really, really solid damage overall. Very good character. So much fun to play. There's only 2 things I would like to see. One, I would like if Netmarble could look at his 4-star passive and think about changing this from when his HP is below 99%. That is when he actually activates the defense down. If they change this to make it so that it was a flat 30% chance of him just applying the defense down, that would make him such a freaking beast for World Boss Ultimate. Well, he already is, but he would become even better. And the reason why I say that is because Sabretooth's defenses is not that high, and he can be one-shotted even though he has a lot of survivability tool built in. With the defense down here that relies on him getting hit, sometimes you can actually get one-shotted if you're up against somebody like Proxima, or if you get stabbed by Corvus and you're taking a lot of bleed damage, trying to make sure that you take enough damage so you can stack up the defense down. 55% more defense down for 10 seconds. It actually adds a lot of DPS. If you could keep this up throughout the duration of the fight, Sabretooth would become, in my opinion, one of the best characters for World Boss Ultimate, point blank, period. He still is a very good character, but because of the fact that you have to rely on him getting hit to increase his DPS, he's not as good as he can be, simply because the way how his kit is set up, you have to purposefully let him get hit because he has multiple iframes, damage immunity, and he's also constantly healing. So sure, you may take a hit, but before you could even strike back to apply some defense down to the boss or whatever you're trying to do, right, he's already back at full health. Very safe character if played properly, but when you purposefully let him take damage trying to activate his 4-star passive, because obviously if you're using the character, you want to get the most out of him. You want to be able to utilize his 4-star passive for more than just the heal. You want to get the defense down, because we all love fat stacks of defense down that apply in World Boss Ultimate, and his does. And in addition to making it so that this thing could apply in World Boss without being below 99%, it would make him a very good striker as well, right? Because every time he pops in, there would be that flat 30% chance of him just hitting the boss and applying some defense down for you. There's just so many possibilities that could come about from making it so that this thing wasn't reliant on his HP being below 99%. The next thing I would like to see from a uniform for him is damage accumulation, either based on damage dealt or damage received. doesn't really matter. Damage accumulation makes sense for Victor. He's a wild animal. The more you beat up on him, the more ferocious he gets. And I'm saying that's this basically, in essence, the Sabretooth. So I'm looking forward to one of these two things from a uniform because he's not really missing too much else. Sure, they could give him iframe ignore. They could give him like super armor to make it so that you don't need immunity to guard break on an obelisk for him. They could give him like damage reduction to make him a better PvP character, which I wouldn't mind because that would push him over the edge and possibly make him an overall better character than even tier 3 Wolverine. Right now, I'd say he's on the fringe. At level 70, I say he's as good as a tier 3 Wolverine. If he gets a uniform and it gives him a significant upgrade, whoo, he's already better than a tier 3 Wolverine. And the crazy thing is, he could possibly get tier 3. Don't want to say that too soon, right? Because we haven't seen the final sneak peek yet, or at the very least, at the time of me recording this, I haven't seen the final sneak peek yet. So yeah, anyways, boys, I'm rapping a little bit. I'll show you all the stats really quickly, and then we're going to jump into some Shadowland gameplay and also a little bit of War Boss. I haven't used Victor on the channel in about 6 or 7 months, and I'm very excited that he's getting a uniform. I know he's an expensive character, so a lot of you guys are not going to be happy with that, but I have a lot of love for Victor, and I think he's overall a very solid character. All right, so we're gonna try and let Hawkeye hit us a couple times so we can get off that defense down stack. Woo, see, like, yo, he takes so much damage when he gets hit. Oh my goodness, we almost got one-shotted by Hawkeye. Not Ronin, Hawkeye. Okay, we're gonna stand in the lasers a little bit. Oh boy. Okay, defense down is still up, so that's good. The thing is, in Shadowland, he's even better than he is in World Boss because when he's attacking, he's constantly paralyzing the enemy as well. But that also works against what we're trying to do here. In essence, his 4-star passive and the rest of his kit, they're not working in sync. Right? Okay, there we go. Because you kind of have to leave him open for periods of the fight to take some damage. Otherwise, you can't get the defense down. And if we don't get the defense down here, it's not possible to complete this stage, for me at the very least, with this build. Okay, so we're going to take a little bit of damage there. And we have to make sure that we take damage from just the lasers and not from Hawkeye, because if we... Ooh, I used the third skill at the wrong time. See, it kind of sucks because you don't want to leave out the third skill for too long because that's giving you a nice... oh man, it's giving you a nice stack of all attack plus that crit. Okay, come on. Okay, can I... Oh man, he's moving around so much. Like, we're just on the fringe of being able to do this. Okay, come on. Laser. Okay. See, ooh. Oh boy. And trying to like make everything sync up well. Oh boy. Okay, good. We took a lot of damage there, so that's good. How often do you hear somebody say taking a lot of damage is good? See, this is not gonna be possible because we can't afford to be standing around for too long. We also cannot afford to be leaving out the third skill for too long. Okay, good. Ooh, we have to make sure that we don't take any damage and then get clapped by Hawkeye, because if we do, we are dead meat. Okay. Like, he's an amazing character overall, super fun to play. And I think a uniform would just complete him if they fix the, I wouldn't say fix, because it's not broken, right? And I definitely kind of understand what their line of thinking is, because Sabretooth is a wild animal. The more you beat up on him, the stronger he's gonna get, right? So I understand why they did that in the first place, but it just, I don't know. For a time game mode or any game mode in Marvel Future Fight, because everything is timed, it really sucks because it comes down to the wire when you get to like really high levels, and sometimes you don't have enough juice, man. If you don't have the defense down, like right here, we're gonna run out of time because I constantly have to leave. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to do this. It's sad. Like, I could rerun this and possibly get it done. Well, not possibly, definitely get it done if I was just making sure that every time I was gonna use the third skill, the lasers would hit me first. But man, that kind of sucks. Let's actually jump into a little bit of War Boss here, and I'll show you guys how he does. He's a very good character. Stage 71 without a leadership or anything like that is still very good, right? But I would just like him to see a little bit better. So we're gonna jump in against Proxima here, And we're definitely not going to be able to do 76. I think the highest I can do with my Wolverine is about, I don't know, 57 or 58. So we're going to try Sabretooth on a similar stage here and see how he does. So we're going to use this team right here. And it doesn't matter what strikers, but these girls would definitely be beneficial. The Blade Twister is going to be annoying, but let's see how it goes. I think this is the highest stage I've ever used them on. And ultimately, I think this might be a little bit too high, just because I don't think I've ever used any. Actually, that was a lie. I was gonna tell a lie, and I cannot lie. This is definitely not the highest stage I've ever used. What I was gonna say is this is the highest stage I've ever used any level 70 character, like non-tier 3, but that's definitely not true because I I used level 60 Spider-Man 2099 and he cut through stage 60, and also used Namor pre tier 3 and he cut through this, right? Well, they cut through higher stages. But also keep in mind that they're heroes. So because they're heroes, you can use them with Nick Fury and Phil Coulson. And Nick Fury and Phil Coulson is definitely better than Crescent and Shuri. Because Nick Fury is gonna offer you 50% all attack plus that damage dealt to supervillain. Right, so that's definitely more than the 60% physical attack that Crescent can offer. Yeah, I think this is too high. Let's actually drop it down to 55. All right, guys. I don't want to make him look like crap because honestly, he's really not. He's an amazing character. Like his kit to me is damn near perfect. And the things I'm asking for from a uniform is what I think would make him perfect, right? If the defense down was something that you could just activate by simply attacking, or even when you were getting hit, regardless of your HP, like if it was like, I don't know, 50% chance when hit, instead of like his HP have to be below 95% or 99% rather, right? I think he would be much stronger. Because as you can see, like, unless I purposefully allow the character to take damage, or if like one of these attacks can penetrate, which a lot of attacks in World Boss can penetrate, but you're basically relying on the enemy to do damage to you to make you stronger. I don't like those kind of skills, which I understand there's a need for those things. There's a need for those, right? So I'm not gonna say, oh, it should be the other way. This should be the way I want it. No. The way how it is fine. I'm just saying it would be better to have it the other way, right? So we're doing a little bit better here. Yeah, we're doing a little bit more damage. And I think it's because of the fact that we can stand in the poison and we can actually use that to our advantage. So we can get off some more defense down. But it's getting removed rather quickly. Okay, I think 55 is a little bit too high still. Kind of sad. Okay. I have to be careful here because I know something is gonna happen. Okay, let's move. Yep, I knew that was gonna happen. Okay. I should let one of those hit me though. Yo, these girls with the crowd control, they're coming in too clutch. But ultimately, I think, yeah, 55, we overstepped again. So it's looking like it's closer to 50 for him. Unfortunate. But you never know. We could get an amazing uniform that turns him into a beast that can clear 65 plus. I'm hoping for 60. Honestly, I'm hoping for like... I'm hoping for 60, but it would be nice to see him up there. I'm still like shocked that he's already in line for a uniform, which I shouldn't be because he's a crystal character, so that's another way that Marvel can make money, right? But I'm still shocked. I would have personally liked to see people like Toad or like Avalanche and those guys in the game before he gets a uniform, right? And I missed the proc there. Yeah, 55 is too much, man. It really comes down to the fact that I'm not taking enough damage, right? Yeah, it really comes down to the fact that I'm not taking enough damage, so I can't do enough damage. Unfortunate. I should have gone down to 50, but I won't waste your time going down to 50. We'll just get Proxima down to 7 bars and we'll call it. Also, keep in mind, he's not completed, but his build is good. Like, his build is good. I wouldn't say it's perfect because obviously we're missing some crit rate. We're missing some crit damage, right? Now, we're also missing a little bit of ignore defense, but it's not a bad build. Like, if it was a bad build, he wouldn't be ranked this high. Like, he's 6,000 in the world when there's so many Sabretooth fans out there. But, yeah, ultimately, we'll just have to wait and see if and when he gets a uniform, what really gets changed, because I don't think he needs any more defense when it comes to World Boss Ultimate content. I don't think he needs more defense. He needs more defense when it comes to PvP. So if that's the avenue that they want to go, then sure, more power to them. But they got to be careful. They got to give himself like fracture, and they definitely got to give him damage reduction if they want to go the PvP route with him, which I would be fine. I would be fine with that. But ultimately, I think if they want to make him a better PvE character, they definitely got to look at the 4-star passive and look at making it so that it's either upon being hit, this thing triggers regardless of his HP being affected, or it's a when attacking thing. If that happens, then he's definitely going to become much better because he's going to have this 4-star passive active for pretty much the entire duration of all of his fights in World Boss Ultimate. Anyways, boys, we're going to wrap it up right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Let me know who else you guys want to see a pre-update gameplay video on, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.